I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby I wonder, put your sweats on for me. Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high, hands up high. Till I feel the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room, perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you. And you're in the mood for empathy, just blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you off. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach you with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good, came home and sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. I know you what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song. Alright.
Yo, we back. You feel me? We back. What's good, everybody, man? Welcome to the S.C Experience, aka boy Eric, and we are back with another live stream, man. Took a little days off because, yeah, we lost, and it sucks being 1-4. But we'll talk about it a little bit today. We'll talk about what's been going on around the Raider Nation. You know, you heard the Davante Adams. We'll talk about that final play that happened during the game. I'm gonna show you the film from that last play. There's a lot of things to break down on that certain play, and besides that, we'll just talk about everything overall. Shout out to everybody, man. Hopefully, everybody's having a blessed day. Tough times never last, but tough people do, and you guys are awesome, tough people. I am glad you guys are all here today. Thank you for joining me. I know there's a little bit earlier than what I usually do the live streams, but screw it, might as well, right? But shout out to everybody that's so far in here. And before we start, let me give a shout out to everybody in here. Feathery Mars, what's popping? What's good, man? Salute to you, my brother Persian in the better, my brother S to the C. What's good, Persian? What's good? What's good? Farhan, what's good? Hey yo, man. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Shout out to Cool Kev. Salute to you. Shout out to the King of Moderators up in the building. Terrence, what's good? Salute to you. Chris Arola, what's good? Yo, what up, Eric? What's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Salute Raider Nation in the chat. Shout out to Anthony Estrada in the building. Shout out to Auntie Six Soldier up in the building as well. Brother All Eyes, you buddy. Salute everybody. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Big Worm. Big Worm's in the building. What's good, Big Worm? Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Shout out to Terrence already dropping the links. You already know, man. Go follow me on all the platforms if you guys can. Shout out to Jesse Cardenas. What's good? What's good? What's good? Path to 500. Facts. Facts, Graham Cam. Facts, man. And we'll talk about everything, man. Shout out to Alfredo. What's good, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Jesse Cardenas. Salute to you, brother. Shout out to Ern. What's good, Ern? Good to see you, brother. Shout out to Westside Media. But yeah, that's so far who's in here. But overall, before I get to some of the things I made and we get to the whole are you gonna show some videos like Dirty did? No. Shout out to Melon. What's good, Melon? Shout out to Michael Guerrero, MG up in the building as well. What's good? And I'll talk a little before more people keep joining on in. But yeah, the game Monday didn't go as planned, right? We lost by one. Sucks. Who would have known that we would lose closer than what we did the last other four games, right? The other three games actually. It's crazy that we keep losing in one possession, right? With all these guys. At the end of the day, it all comes down with late game situations that we keep stinking it up. Late game situations, the play calling and stuff like that. And I took a step back during these last 3 days, right? Shout out to Veronica. What's good? What's good? Shout out to Raider Ben as well. What's good, Ben? Good to see you. Um, so I took some time the next 3 days, right? I got the 22 film. I ended up watching it over and over to really precisely see what went wrong, right? Because at the end of the day, there's a difference between watching the game over again, watching the highlights, and watching the actual film, right? The actual film shows you everything, and I had to take a couple days to really mm, digest and really analyze what went wrong and what the different things we could have done better, right? Overall, I like that we ran the ball a lot. I do like Josh Jacobs is since well, not the first Raider to do it, but the third Raider besides Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson to get back to back 140 yards back to back, I believe. So that's good for Josh Jacobs, man. He's playing like a baller, and he really will open up the pass game. And we seen it. We seen it against the Chiefs, right? And overall, when you really break it down, it's we did everything we can to win. It just came down, like I said earlier, to the late game situations. The late game situations was where we usually cost games. We've seen it time and time again. Every time we lost, it's become the last few minutes of the fourth quarter where we screw it up, right? In the Chiefs game, precisely, we know that last play, all we needed is 1 yard. Some may say we should have passed. Others may say that was a good play call. They just ran into each other, and we'll break down that certain play call. But besides that, I want to talk about the 2 point conversion real quick. I know a lot of people have different stance on it. Some say it was a good play call, it was just poorly executed. Others say that we should have just took the field goal. In all honesty, no matter what, right? No matter what, we shouldn't have gone for the two, and this is my standpoint on it. Regardless of what it is, make giving whatever Josh McDaniel said, giving the Queefs pressure. You can't pressure Mahomes in late game situations. The guy just needs 12 seconds. We seen it. We seen it in we seen it in the second in the first half. We gave him 17 seconds in the first half. 17 seconds and they went downfield and kicked the field goal to swing the momentum. We allowed in 12 seconds for them to get in field goal range. Our corners have been getting cooked the whole day, y'all. Amik Robertson and Nate Hobbs were playing patty cake and not patty cake. They were playing hot potato to see who would get burned more. But that's also the fault of the pass rush. The pass rush was non-existent in the second half. Because the pass rush was non-existent, Patrick Mahomes stayed in the backfield. Because Patrick Mahomes stayed in the backfield, he digested and picked apart our defense, our secondary. And that's why I don't blame the secondary too much, because there's been times where we didn't get no pass rush and he was just sitting there. And of course, he's going to pick apart our secondary. But I want to give a shout out to somebody, Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs is a fucking baller, man. And the fact that he had broken bones and the guy was wearing a cast and still went out there to give it all and it came out on IG, that's a, regardless of how he played not so good of a game, but the fact that he still wanted to be out there, that's a Raider to me, man. And that's the type of guys I want out there. That's what the Mamba mentality is all about, right? We talk about the Mamba mentality, Kobe, rest in peace. And he's been a guy that he knows that he always wants to be out there. He always wants to be out. He always wants to give it all. You never give up on anything. That's all pretty much. You're the first one in the room and the last one to leave, type of deal, right? And Nate Hobbs, I'm not saying he has the Mamba mentality, but he has similar in the way of the fact that this guy went out there even with a broken arm and put a cast on it and said, "Put me out there, coach," is amazing, right? But to me, I think Chandler Jones had a good game. I think Chandler Jones, he didn't come out. This wasn't his coming out party. I don't think it was to that point, but it was to the point where he did more than what he did the last 4 games. So I'll give him a lot of credit in this game. Um, what our problem is that defensive tackle room, our interior defensive line. And I'll show you right now. I have it on slides, my cons of the game. And my cons were pretty much one of them was the D tackles, the inside interior defensive lineman. If we had one good defensive lineman, that would open up so much with our defensive line. That would help out Max Crosby, help out Chandler Jones, help out the overall defensive lineman. Chris Jones from of course, from the Chiefs was dog. He was the best defensive player on their team with multiple pressures, multiple QB hits, and multiple run stoppings. Right. So at the end of the day, a D tackle makes so much sense, right? A D tackle makes so much sense. Let me see who's up in here. Let me see who's up in here before I continue. Shout out to Shadow Raider. What's good, man? Good to see you. Shout out to Circus. The game sucked, but that reporter at the end of the game is a money sucking hoe. Hey, we'll talk about her now. I actually got the clip too. Hit the like button. It's free. I appreciate that, Michael. Hit that like button, y'all. Stack them up. You already know what it is. Ty, we will have to stop them. Yeah. Salute Eric. Josh Jacobs is third best in rushing in NFL. And we have ninth in offense in league right now. We are better than our 1-4 record. There are 4-24 left, and our defense got to stop. Yep, that's facts. Nutty Raider Nate, what's good? Good to see you, brother. Shout out to Sean Johnson and Capitan Rafael. Big Worms up in the building. Raider Way, my brother, is up in the building as well. Anthony says, yeah, Eric, that was completely stupid. 2-point conversion in 4 minutes. So much time left, and both offenses had a great game. Facts. Max and Jones did their job. Our DTs fucking suck. That's exactly what I said. The interior defensive line is not looking too good for us, man, and that would help us so much. I was preaching DT. I think a lot of us were preaching DT. I think we do desperately need a DT. And aka the Natural 39. Shout out to everybody, man. We're the greatest 1-14 facts. So let me kick it off. Might as well. I see more people in here. So let's go with this scenario real quick because I wanted to touch up upon it. First of all, um, I'm gonna break it down second by second with this, right? Let me rewind this. Okay. Okay. So as you can see here, Davante Adams is looking up. The reason he's looking up is because he's making sure that the tunnel is clear. That's what's happening. He's literally looking up, right? He's looking up if uh anybody's in the tunnel. He sees that nobody is in the tunnel, right? So therefore he looks down. He ends up looking down. See? Because he knows nobody's in the tunnel. He looks down. Look. Because he sees that no one is there, right? He like I said, he starts off by looking up to make sure nobody's in the tunnel. Then he looks down because he sees the coast is clear. Now, look at where I paused it, y'all. Look at the guy's face. Look at the guy's face. Look at the guy's face. He knows what he was doing. He knows what he was doing. Look at his face, right? And I think this is what the National Football League and I guess you could say Kansas City in general, their police department needs a look at, and their lawsuit needs a look at. They need to look at everywhere from this point on. Davante Adams is looking up. He is looking up. He sees that the coast is clear. Nobody's in the tunnel. So okay, he's walking. Then he looks down because he knows that it's clear. So he's just gonna walk forward. And this guy goes in front of him. Look at this. Look at this. Bro, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knows what he was doing. This guy, it knows what he was doing. I ain't gonna lie. bro. Am I wrong, y'all? Did I break it down wrong? Like, I'm not. I'm trying to push. I'm pushing my. I'm pushing my bias aside. Like, I could automatically say, "Oh, that's bullshit," just because he's a Raider. But no, I'm breaking down the clip, and you see it right there. He looks up, sees the coast is clear, looks down, and then this guy is doing it with the side view. He knows what he was doing. Fucking pussy. He's such a pussy. Fuck him and their Kansas City media team, bro. Like I said, if he didn't give that side view and I didn't have the full clip, then I would have not even been talking about it, right? I would have been like that, right? He said prayers. Hopefully that dude will survive, bro. That boy, bro. The hospital ended up saying that he didn't get anything, that it wasn't, that it was non-injuries. Apparently, according to the police report, which we'll get to that right now. Shout out to East Coast Gridiron. Was good to see you, ECG. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Shout out to Avakazi Raider. Was good, AR. Good to see you as well, brother. And shout out to Raider Casper. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, if this handle was released first and the original was released second, we would be talking about this differently. Exactly, ECG. They came out with one clip, and then we see the other clips that came out, and it's the completely opposite, right? So let's talk about this. They gave out the address, which is they shouldn't have, but you know, wait, you're not a mod? Oh shit, my brother ECG not a mod. Shit, my bad here. There we go. You're a mod now. You're a mod now. But so pretty much you could hardly see it, but he was charged with a misdemeanor. They're saying that it was assault, did by an intentional overreaction, inflicted bodily injury, or cause an unlawful offensive contact upon Zebly Ryan, which Ryan Zebly is the guy that got pushed. Zebly to the ground using two hands, causing whiplash and a headache, possible minor concussion. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. He's SC sharing out his that. Bro, Ian Rappaport shared that's all over fucking Twitter. Man, it's all over Twitter. It's all over Twitter. We already know this. It's already Twitter. But yeah, so there's that. Motherfuckers, it's all over the internet. That's the shit I got from reporters. Yeah, exactly. It's all over Twitter. People are acting like I'm doing it on purpose. Like, come on. I seen multiple reporters put out the same shit. But yeah, that's that. That's all I wanted to talk about that shit. Whiplash and headache. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody needs to push me and see if I get a headache or some shit. Like, fucking hell. The guy didn't even hit his head. That's what's crazy. The guy didn't even hit his head. The guy didn't even hit his head. It comes out that he's a Kansas City media team, so of course he's gonna do what he can, take the money, smart move as far as a money grab goes. But I hope they could take the right precautions and look at the full video before making the official statement, because I think a misdemeanor is already too much. And if Davante Adams gets 180, which guys, I don't know if you guys seen it, it's up to like 50K in fine, or it could be 180 days in jail. If this guy gets 180 days in jail or up to 180 days in jail, I ain't gonna lie. At that point, I know the Raider Nation will go ballistic on Roger Goodell and the rest of the league and the police department. But it's in Kansas City. And Kansas City, we know how they are. I mean, shit. You've seen the racist shit they were saying during the game. You know, it came out by reporters, it came out by players that they said that they were getting called all types of racist terms. So, I mean, like I said, you know, I'm not gonna put apart that Adam shouldn't have pushed him like that, but at the same time, you got to see the full video in order to make a judgment. Because I see a lot of people saying Adams deserves jail time. That's fucked up that Adams did. He's just salty he lost, bro. When you're getting called racist terms and then you just lost a game like that, and then on top of that, the guy ran in front of you on purpose, you would do the same shit. Let's all act like we wouldn't have done the same shit. Let's be honest, yeah. I would have done the same shit. I mean, he looks up, looks like the tunnel is clear, then looks down because he knows it's clear, and then boom, the guy just goes in front of him and hits him with the media stick. There's another picture that shows his media thing hitting Davante Adams' legs. So you could see it's just a reaction. So hopefully they could change that, and hopefully they get that right. 80, yeah, facts. Well, that's what a misdemeanor over there means. It could be up to 180 day or a fine or both, which is bullshit. So hopefully they go on and they clear that up and it's dismissed, like Graham Camp said, and hopefully it happens that he doesn't get suspended because we really do need him. Um, But yeah, I mean, that's all I wanted to talk about that situation. I think it's bullshit. And it's not me being biased. Like I said, I showed the clip, I broke it down. It's not like I'm being biased. They need to start worrying about people like Brett Favre and these other guys instead of Davante Adams, right? But anyways, um, on to the next thing. I want to give a shout out to two MVPs. Shout out to well, first of all, let me shout out Graham Camp up in the building. Shout out to Melon. Shout out to Casper. And everybody in here, man. I appreciate you guys. But let's talk about the MVP of the offense, right? The Raiders' offensive MVP in my case in the Chiefs game, is Josh Jacobs. The guy had 21 attempts, 154 yards rushing, 7.3 average a carry, one touchdown, 37 being his longest run. The guy is a dog. I mean, like I said, a back-to-back 140 yards on both the number one and number three run defense in the league. And man, the guy's a stud, man. The guy's a stud. He's really earning. He really does deserve a contract. Um, like I said, I think that he might go somewhere else. I mean, he might choose to go somewhere else, but we will see what happens, right? I know I'm not sure. Is it him that has a Raider tattoo, y'all? It's Max Crosby. I know that for a damn fact. Who else has a Raider tattoo? There was two more that got it. Was Josh Jacobs one of it? I don't remember. Let me know, y'all. Let me know, cause I forgot. Cause it was Max Crosby with the Raiders tattoo, and it was two others that got it too. I forgot who got it. But for Josh Jacobs, man, the guy's a stud. A guy's a top five. Jacobs has one. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying that the tattoo, JJ and Clee. Okay, I'm not saying JJ is forced to stay because of that tattoo, but I'm pretty sure that makes a statement that he wants to be a Raider because you don't put permanent ink on you if you don't think it's gonna be forever, right? And I think that Josh Jacobs deserves a contract. I think the Raiders should give him a contract, and whether he accepts it or not, that's on him. But at the end of the day, the guy deserves at least an offer on the table. And the guy's playing pretty good, man. I mean, not pretty good. He's playing amazing. I mean, right now, technically, he's the top five in rushing. He's actually top three in rushing, and he's had less attempts than the top two. So the guy's playing pretty damn good. And guys, just imagine how good it would be if we play full fourth quarters with the offense with Josh Jacobs running like this. This opens up the play action. You've seen it. It opened up the play action. The guy made Derek Carr made two throws. The first one was a little bit too much air on it, but it still got there at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. It wasn't fully underthrown. It was right there. Adams caught it, scored a touchdown. The second one was straight on the money. That shit was beautiful. That throw was fucking amazing. And that's what happens when he steps up and throws his full motion forward. He can make those type of passes. And that's the car we know. And that's what the play action opens up. The run game opens up the pass game. Exactly, Big Worm. The run game opens up the pass game. That's exactly what you're seeing. So for everybody blaming Carr on this game, I think you're completely drunk. And I think you're drunk times two. And I think you've been drinking too much. Because at the end of the day, like I said, he played pretty damn well, in my opinion. I mean, we asked for a DC to DA connection, and they had it on all cylinders. So at the end of the day, if there's one thing to blame, it's the coaching, and I think the coaching is the most goddamn important thing, right? Um, so yeah, so now, my defensive player of the MVP, the defensive MVP for me, is Max Crosby. I mean, congratulations. As of right now, he has had his baby. So, congratulations, Max Crosby. You'll probably not come around this live, but congratulations to Max Crosby and his wife for having a baby. They had their baby today. He said T minus 2 hours, 4 hours ago. So as of right now, Max Crosby does have a kid, and he's bringing his baby into the world. And congratulations because he also played pretty damn well again. I think he's a top 5 defensive end easily. 4 pressures, 2 hurries, 2 sacks. The guy Max is a defensive MVP, man. The guy Max Crosby is a fucking dog, man. And he's doing this without a good interior defensive line, or even sometimes Chandler Joe's not showing up. Max Crosby is looking pretty damn fucking good. And I'm glad I got his jersey way before his extension. I knew Max Crosby was one of those guys that was going to stay long term, and that's exactly what happens. Max Crosby is a Raider, and he's going to be a Raider for forever. I think forever, for the rest of his career. The guy's a dog, and as you can see in that picture, he's got that Raider tattoo on him because he wants to be a Raider too. And he did get held too. He did get held on certain plays, but sometimes you got to let the players play, man. I could blame here the refs the whole time, but at the end of the day, we gotta rush feeding the passer, right? And honestly, the only play call that I'm mad as fuck at is the holding on Malcolm Kuntz. I've never seen a holding on a defensive player as far as a field goal goes. And if you look at that tape, the guy wrapped his arms around Kuntz's neck, and all Kuntz did was push him aside, and they called that holding. So I don't know what the fuck. It's weird. That was the name of the game there too. That was a turning point. But besides that, Max Crosby deserves my MVP for defense. Shout out to Raiders 805 as well. Shout out to Jack Kenna. What's good, Jack Kenna? Good to see you. Eric, you think a blowout win against Houston, Texas would be a statement? We aren't throwing the towel in. I'm not throwing the towel in yet. I think for the people throwing in the towel, I think it's too early. I know we're mad. I know we're frustrated. 1-4, we're better than that. But at the same time, there's no need to throw in the towel, man. We got the fourth easiest schedule coming up. We got pretty good matchups the next four, and if we play the way we did against the Chiefs and even better, and now we take this bye week to perfect our craft even more, I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine. So, in all honesty, we're fine. I think where we need to panic if we lose back to back to the Texans and then the Saints, right? Or Jacksonville, right? Nation, what's tougher, Charmin Ultra Soft toilet paper or 6 naps Waller in his hamstring? Yeah, Waller's disappointing me, man. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm the first one to admit I haven't seen anybody. Maybe I haven't seen too many Raider lives recently, but I'm gonna be the first one to admit that I was one of the people that said give Waller the extension right now because you will need to pay him more later on. And I wasn't the only one. You guys watch every single Raiders YouTuber. You know who said it, and you know who's not saying it out loud that they were one of the ones that said it. We all said it. We all did. We all said pay that guy. We said that that when healthy, the guy's a good tight end, and we said that he would get paid more if we don't extend him right now. Let's be honest. So at the end of the day, the contract is still beneficial to us. Like we could still release him and still be good. So that's what I like about the contract. So in all honesty, the contract did us good. Still, even though we paid him, right? It still looks good to the point where we could release him or trade him or whatever, right? I'm not saying trade him yet or release him, but I am saying I'm very disappointed in Waller, man. You haven't been showing up too much. You dropped a lot of passes. You were the reason why we lost against the Cardinals, and then you come out and have a little bit of a bounce back game the next game against the Broncos, but then you come into Kansas City and you only play 6 naps and you're on the sideline there standing up with street clothes. Like what? So there's that, right? You can't read my screen. Oh shit, it's too. God damn it! Hold on, let me do it this way. Hold on, give me a second, yo. Okay, there we go. My bad. I just seen it. I just seen the thing right there. Yeah, exactly. You weren't the only one. SC, I was wanted Waller extended too, but I want him gone. He was more impactful on the sideline than he was on the field. Yeah, I never said pay Waller with 2 years left, missing 6 games last year. But see, here's the thing with that. It's the fact that you're locking in your offensive starters, right? And that was the philosophy with Dave Ziegler, right? Is locking in your starters before how do I say it? Before you had to pay him more because Travis Kelsey's bound for a contract. Njoku just got that crazy contract. Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz all need contracts. So eventually you would have to pay him more, right? Or you could just let him walk. But regardless of it, um, we still have good tight ends backing him up. Foster Moreau was injured, right? He's been injured the last 2 weeks. Imagine we have Foster Moreau out there. We wouldn't really have been caring about him being on the sideline, right? And at the end of the day, I think Horsted had a pretty good catches. So Horsted has been looking good. Hollister is one of our best blocking tight ends, and he hasn't had any reps. So in all honesty, the contract is still good. The contract is still good. So at the end of the day, we could do whatever we want with him. Like we could trade him, we could release him, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say that just yet. It's too early in the season, and I know he hasn't produced. But I will say that we have him for the rest of the year, so might as well try to have him out there on the field, right? I wanted to wait for mid-season period, and there's a long trade deadline. There's a long time before the trade deadline, so we'll see what happens. But Waller would be one of those people to keep a lookout as a trade pawn. But I'm not gonna say do it right now. I don't want Waller gone, but he should restructure if he doesn't improve. I think his contract is already good enough. I don't think it's bad at all. I think all the contracts we gave out are good enough for us to be healthy. I mean, the whole point of the contracts was to really benefit us, and it has. It has. But moving on here, I got my cons and pros of the game. I'm not a fan of going 4 on the preseason or paying a player early. I feel that. I feel that we all got different opinions on that. I think that in all honesty, I see what their philosophy was, right? It's lock down the offensive stars, lock in your future for now in case the price goes up later. So they took a chance, and the chance hasn't looked too good for Waller or even for Renfro, but it has looked good for Max Crosby and stuff like that, right? So moving forward, I think that they Waller, if he plays the way he has been doing, you might see Waller on the trade block, and like Raiders 805, you might see Waller for a DT possibly, because there is teams out there that would desperately want a tight end like Waller and have high hopes for him, and we do need a DT, so that could be something that happens. But don't be surprised if we keep him the rest of the year as well. So now, and I don't know why I put Raiders defensive MVP on the bottom. That is, let me actually fix that real quick. Give me a second. I don't know why I put that. Give me a second. There we go. But yeah, let me see. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. If you guys can't hit that like button for me, I'll greatly, greatly appreciate it. But, anyways, um, let me see. Let me see. Would you trade for Robert Quinn? He's 25 years old if money's right, or trade for Leonard Williams? I really like Leonard Williams more. Robert Quinn's good, but I think I would rather go Leonard Williams in my opinion. Um, I just like D tackles more. I think the interior defensive line is the most important thing we need. I think he's better. I think Robert Quinn's a pretty good, decent defensive lineman, but I think Leonard Williams, in my opinion, I want him over Robert Quinn. But here are the cons of the game for me. The first one is the interior pass rush. That's been something that, how do I say it? Um, Something that hasn't been really existent besides the run defense, right? Our run defense has been pretty good in up front, right? Besides that, our interior pass rush. That's our interior pass rush. Our pass rushing DTs haven't come about, right? We brought in Bilal Nichols to pass rush. The guy hasn't been pass rushing, but he's been pretty good against the run, right? And we just need a defensive lineman overall. If we could have that one defensive lineman that is at least serviceable or good, I hope good, to push up the front during the pass rush, that will help out our defensive lineman a lot. As far as the cornerbacks goes, they weren't so good. Amik and Nate Hobbs didn't have the best of game, like I said. So at the end of the day, um they were getting torched. But like I said, that has to do a lot with the pass rush not being existing. Patrick Mahomes running around and causing a lot of more ability for the receivers to get open. And you wonder why the receivers have been so good, because Patrick Mahomes would waste a lot of time for them to have enough time to get open. And we've seen it time and time again, right? Sometimes there would be a lot of miscommunications between the corners looking at the film and stuff like that. Another thing is Josh McDaniels' late game decisions, right? Sometimes he overthinks and sometimes he shoots for it, right? And overthinking game situations, right? Like I said, I get it. The play wasn't executed in the end zone, and if he would have made the 2 point conversion, maybe the narrative would have been different. But at the same time, you don't do that dumb shit while you're, you know, because if you don't get it, then you lose. You're taking the chance, and you don't got to take the chance when you're down. If you were winning, you would take the chance, right? You'll be up more. But if you're losing and you know you're losing, you can't take any risks, right? You gotta go up for the field goal and hope that your defense could stop them. Eventually, the defense did stop them, right? The defense did stop them. So we did have the ball back, and we had a chance to win it. We had a chance to win it, right? Um, as far as the pros of the game, when both sides are clicking, we can make some noise. Shout out to the numbers. What's good? The numbers. Good to see you, brother. FKC Fact. Shout out to Egalitarian. What's good, man? If you guys can hit that like button for me, I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. Um, but yeah. Let me see. But here's the thing, right? We seen it in the first half when both sides are clicking. They look damn good, man. They look damn good. I think the offensive line has been getting better as week in and week out. You see it with the run game. Some of the they need to work on some of the stunts. Some of the stunts and blitzes they can't pick it up and miscommunication. That's something they need to work on. But besides that, the offensive line has been getting better. The Fresno connection was one of the pros. You seen it on full effect out there, man. That's why I want. I don't want Davante Adams to how do I say it? I don't want Davante Adams to get suspended for something that he truly didn't do. Yes, he pushed the guy, but if you look at the clip, like I said, it's not exactly his intentions. You seen it. It was the guy that was trying to play his cards right and screw him. And at the end of the day, I don't think he should be suspended for that. And I also don't think he should have a misdemeanor, right? So, at the end of the day, we do need it out there because we're starting to see the Fresno connection come alive, right? Even with all the faults we've been doing, Davante Adams is tied for first in touchdowns as a receiver. So, right? Aggressive play call. I like that he was aggressive on fourth downs, on third downs. Like it was 4th and 1, and we went for a long bomb and we scored a touchdown. I like that type of aggressiveness when it comes to the play calling. Not the type of aggressive play call when it's late game situations and you're down and you go for 2 points, right? And yeah, shout out to all eyes. Yep, the Fresno connection right there, man. They were looking good. They were looking good. How did he push though when he didn't even extend his arms, right, Terrence? Like, yeah. Yeah, like T-Rex arms, bro. Uh, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Kelsey kills the Raiders like sharp. Tony Gates, wise tight end position, such an Achilles heel for Raiders D4. Kelsey TD. So most of the plays I seen, safety Trayvon Merrick didn't look. He had some good plays against Travis Kelsey, but in the red zone, that's where Kelsey signed. Right at the end of the day, Kelsey had 25 yards. Right, so in long field situations, they did pretty good at stopping him. But when it came to the red zone, it was a whole different story. Um, what Kelsey likes to do is do a lot of crossing routes, and in that place, when you're playing man, you could easily get beat if you have a bad uh positioning. If you have bad position, that's exactly what this defense was doing against the Chiefs. There was times where you would see people double team somebody else instead of somebody on Kelsey, and it was crazy because you would see a lot of miscommunication in the red zone, and you wonder why we're one of the bottom teams in red zone defense, right? In the preview to the Chiefs and Raiders game, I told you guys that the Raiders and Chiefs were both teams in the red zone that were struggling on defense. And look, if we seen it with the Raiders especially. So it wasn't a surprise that, it was a surprise that Kelsey got 4 touchdowns, but it was a surprise that they scored in the red zone majority of the time. Because they're really good when it comes to because they have a lot of options, they have a lot of crossing routes to be man, they know how to beat it, and yeah, that's just all it is. I had no problem with that 2 point conversion. Try it. I get it. I get it. Like I said, a lot of people have different opinions. There's two sides to the fence, right? But for me, I'm not a big fan of the 2 point conversion for it because at the end of the day, you're losing. You would have to, I say, tie it up, and you're tied, and let the Chiefs try to go down the field, and we stopped them either way. The defense ended up stopping them. So knowing how everything happened, right? Knowing that everything happened, we would have had the ball back regardless. And at this point, we wouldn't have been playing to force a three. We would be playing to be more comfortable. Our offense would have been more comfortable if that makes sense, right? Let's just say we tied the game, right? Let's just say we went up for the field goal, extra point, good. We're tied. The Chiefs come down the field and we stop them the way we did, right? Let's just say we stop them, right? Now we have the ball. Now instead of being down 1 and being forced to go downfield and go score 3 and be less comfortable and have pressure on the shoulders, Now it's tied ball game. So now it's either you go win the game or you go to overtime, and it's a win-win regardless because you'll go to overtime either way. So at that point, you have less pressures on your thing, and you'll have a less of an aggressive play call where you would be more comfortable going downfield instead of being forced to try to go for the three because you were down by one. If that makes sense, right? So for me, I think those type of late game situations, you don't do that. I get it. I get it. Things would have been a little bit different as well if it was tied because the Chiefs would try to go downfield as much as they can. They're really good at it. They did it into 17 seconds. That's all they really need. But at the same time, you do not try to put that whole pressure on the Chiefs. You can't put pressure on the Chiefs. You can't. In late game situations, you can't put bro, even if you were up by one, you can't put pressure on the Chiefs. That's the only problem I had with what Josh McDaniel said is his way of saying that he wanted to put pressure on the Chiefs. You can't do that. It's the Chiefs, bro. They're one of the teams that you can't put pressure on when it comes to late game. They're one of the best when it comes to late game. Um, Eric, the play call, yeah, the play calling would have been different as well. Yeah, facts. No, that would have been two. That would have been two. Eric, the play calls on KC's side would have been different if we got the 2-point conversion, but we didn't. And that's the thing, right? It's a lot of what ifs. What if we got the 2-point conversion? Josh McDaniels would have looked like a genius. What if we would have got the 2-point conversion and stopped them and we won the game? What if we ended up winning the game? It's a lot of what ifs with the 2-point conversion. Regardless, we didn't make the 2-point conversion, and that's what cost us the game. At the end of the day, it was either you lose the game or you win the game. And we even had the ball back. That's what's crazy. We had the ball back. So Josh McDaniels technically had the game on his shoulders again. And the play calling was goddamn. How the hell are you going for a deep pass and a play action on 3rd and 1? I'm on 4th and 1. Can anybody tell me? Like on 4th and 1, instead of giving the ball back to Josh Jacobs, what would have happened? Also, there's just a lot of stipulations. Like overall, even Patrick Graham, how do you let them come down the field in 17 seconds and get a field goal? Like, see, it's like so many things. Like, it's not only Josh McDaniels at this point, bro. It's sometimes the coaching staff in general. Like, how does Patrick Graham allow 17 seconds? And don't get me started on Teamer's bitch ass. Fuck Teamer. What the fuck is Teamer doing out there? Somebody please. How many times do I have to say that Teamer is trash, bro? How many times do I have to say it? How many times? Why the fuck is Teamer? Why the fuck is Teamer? Can somebody can somebody tell me why Teamer like can somebody please tell me why Teamer was out there? Could somebody please tell me why Teamer was out there? I tell you, bro, that it's coming back from a 17-point deficit. That's what I'm saying, Casper. Overall, at this point, it's Josh McDaniels and the coaching staff in general, man. It's not only Josh McDaniels. It took me time to really pinpoint who it was, but bro, like I don't know how Patrick Graham allows them to get 3 points before the half ends. I don't get 17 seconds. I don't get playing people that he shouldn't play. I don't get all those stuff, right? So, in all honesty, it was just a lot of things, right? Teamer out there because Graham money is on the other team. He said teamer out there because Graham has money on the other team. Yo, that's funny. He was better than the other options. Who Teamer was better than the other options? I don't know about that. Shout out to JT. What's good? Shout out to the numbers as well. I think someone said on 4th and when they stacked their box to prevent a running play. I feel Josh McDaniels called the wrong type of pass play at the very end. We'll go over the pass play right now. I have the film and we'll go over the pass play right now, which leads me to my next point. Actually, let's actually review it. Hold up. Let me make this. There we go. Okay, there we go. Can you guys see it on your screens? I want to make sure you guys can see it. Can you guys see it? I want to make sure everybody can see this. I'm trying to make it as big as possible. Can everybody see it? Everybody good? Everybody can see this? So this is yep. All right, for sure. So this is the last play, right? 4th and 1, right? You make this, you'll be in things. So let's go over this, right? This is the all 22, of course. So let me play it, right? As you can see, you have a blitz here, you have a blitz here, and the middle guy is what makes Derek Carr force a pass. If you notice this middle linebacker here, this middle linebacker here, what he's gonna do is go straight through the middle. He's gonna pass by Dylan Parham and easily get a QB hit on Derek Carr, and that's why Derek Carr slinged it. But what I want you, let's first pay attention to this right here, right? Exactly like Sean said, they're stacking up the boxes. You can see here. Look at the two corners are coming up. Boom, everybody's rushing. Right? Like I said, I want you guys to first notice this before we notice the receivers. The blitz goes straight through the middle. Automatically, Derek Carr just chucks it, and a QB hit is on Derek Carr right here. Look at boom, right here, where you can see my arrow. So that's the first thing I want you guys to notice, right? He threw it downfield. He was getting pressured like a mother trucker, right? And he got hit hard, right? Another thing some may say, right? Oh, damn, why did I go back? Sorry. Another thing people may say, right, is that he had Matt Collins right here, right? Some may say, right? I want to get this argument out of the play too. Um, you got Matt Collins right here. You could say at this moment, instead of Carr going deep, he could have easily gone to Matt Collins right here coming on the crossing route. That could be some people's, take. I'm just trying to see all points of view. I'm trying to break down all points of view, right? So the pressure was there. He had Matt Collins across the field for the easy first down. He could have done that instead, but he goes downfield, right? The pass, I think, would have been possibly caught, and this is the reason why, right? So in this play, Renfro's running out, right? This is where the collision happens. What Davante Adams is running, he's running a post route. So his route from here, let me back it up right here. Why the hell does that keep going over here? Let me go to this initial thing. So what, for those people that don't know what a post route, what he's going to do from here, where Davante Adams is on the top of your screen, he's going to come down like this, where my arrow, I don't know if you guys can see the arrow, he would go like this. And he'll end up at the middle of the field over here, right? Deep down. And where Derek Carr throws that pass is over here because it was intended for Davante Adams. He was running a post route. Here, Renfro runs an out where he's going to do this. Follow my arrow right here. Do exactly this. So he would be open here, and Adams would run a post over here, and he would be most likely open. What Carr targets is the post route on Adams. And Adams would have been open if that collision never happened. So not only was Carr getting pressured, he gets QB hit while throwing this. Right? He had Matt Collins, but whatever's right. This is where the collision happens. Right? This is where the collision happens. Right? And some may say that he also overthrew the shit out of the ball. Because technically, he kind of did overthrow the shit out of it. Because if you see where the ball lands, I don't think Davante Adams would have made it there. But I could see where he was trying to do it. He was trying to hit the post route on Adams. But look it, I'm going to stop right where the collision happens. Look it. This is where Renfro runs out. Look at that. He would have been wide open if they didn't collide. There's a lot of things that went wrong, right? So now the question is exactly what the number said. Who ran the wrong route? Was it Renfro? Was it a missed timing situation? Was it right? It's a lot of things. Or was it the right routes, but just wrong timing? And for me, I think it was right route, wrong timing. If that makes sense, right? I think it was bad timing. I think that was the play call originally. I think it's all has to do with timing. I think that because Adams got jammed right away, it kind of slowed them down. And causing them to slow down caused them to end up colliding at the same time, right? I think it was a timing thing. Exactly. Disrupted by the DBs. The DBs played it well. They disrupted Adams, and there's that, right? If Carr got some touch, he would have looked Holland's way. And that's what I'm saying, Cool Kev. That's the other thing. Please rewind it, please. I got you. I got you, Terrence. me go right here. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let it play. So he backs up, QB hit, chucks it, boom. Now I'm gonna slow it down for you guys. That's the okay. Now I'm gonna play it little by little, slow it down a little. Boom, 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 boom. QB hit, collision. So now let's pay attention to the corners right off the bat, real quick. That stutter step, that step right there, that step right there from Adams kind of slowed them down a little, because as you can see here, right, Renfro has all this space. They're playing man coverage on Adams. I mean, they're actually playing man coverage on both. But what this corner does is he presses Adams. That was the difference between him and Renfro, and why Renfro ended up doing that, right? That DB jammed Adams with the pressing situation, press man, while the other corner played back. That allowed Renfro to just run straight and run his route, and Adams gets jammed by the corner. So that caused him to slow down a little. Because Renfro already had a step forward, by the time Adams started accelerating, they met at the same time. Like I said, a miscue because of that press. If both people were pressed, it would have been a whole different story, and Adams would have possibly been open. But what I don't get is why he didn't. I don't know why Renfro would run a route that would do so much on 4th down. You know what's another thing too? Let me rewind this real quick. He had all this space, and all we needed is 1 yard. Imagine if Renfro would have ran a route, the same route he ran, but on the flat, and attack the flats, because nobody was in the flats. This corner was playing way back. Imagine he would have hit right here. That would have been 3rd and Renfro, or 4th and Renfro, right? But like I said, also, Carr had enough time. I know he's coming right there, but at this moment right here, he could have easily given a Matt Collins across the field. Y'all see that, right? I'm just trying to go from a standpoint of different times. Like I said, I don't want to be one-sided. For me personally, I think he should have hit Matt Collins. In my opinion, he should have hit Matt Collins. In other opinion, it was a good. I'll give it. It was a good concept as far as where he was throwing the ball, because that's where Adams was supposed to be. But because he got jammed by the press corner, it kind of screwed it up, the timing between both receivers, and that's why the collision happened. Of course, Carr was also getting blitzed. But I think the better read was Matt Collins instead of going deep, because I think we had about 30 seconds left, and that would have been enough for a quick, 1st down, right? Matt Collins across the field. Matt Collins would have possibly, let's just say he hit him right here, right? Boom, Matt Collins would have went up right here. He would have probably beat him for more yards and probably gotten out of bounds, depending if he could outrun his corner, right? At that point, we would have been in business. Then at that point, after that, let's just say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically speaking, let's just say he hit Matt Collins, right? 1st down. Let's say he doesn't even get out of bounds. He gives it right here. He gets pulled down right here at the 51, at the 49 right here, right? At this point, Carr's on the floor. He will get it right up quickly. Everybody will go downfield and spike the ball. We'll have around 15, 14 seconds. What I would do is then run the ball, right? Because they wouldn't expect it. At least get to the 45 here, right? Spike the ball again. You will have around 10 seconds. What I would do, a quick pass to the outside, hoping we could get a couple yards. If not, we will have around 3 seconds, and money making Carlson, money ice in his legs, veins. That's what I would have done. But like I said, I also don't blame where Carr was going, because earlier it worked. But just because earlier it works doesn't mean it fully works all the time. And he did get QB hit. He got hit pretty damn fucking hard. I mean, the guy got fucking blitzed. I mean, he got fucking goddamn, like, he got thrown, bro. He got thrown. He got thrown bad. That was like that was sad to see. That was sad to see. He got hit hard, bro. He got hit hard. Look at that. He got blitzed hard. Because they were anticipating the run. So I see where the play call was here for the Chiefs. It was a good play call because it was either a blitz, it was to stack up the box for the run wouldn't happen. That was their whole thing. And like I said, this guy went through the middle anyway. So Josh Jacobs would have possibly been stopped. So it was a good play call. It was a passing play call, but I just wish Carr would have hit Matt Collins here instead of going deep. And it was just a missed timing between the two receivers at the end of it. It was a missed timing thing. It wasn't the wrong routes. It was the missed timing. Eric, I agree. Yeah. And we only needed 1 yard. That's why we didn't need a deep pass, you know? But it is what it is. We need to beat KC week 18. Yeah, facts. The throw to Valati was money. Renfro 2 weeks. I blame him not being game ready. And I think that it was just mistiming, like I said. You know, Adams, I think it's the right route that Renfro made. You know, at first I thought it was Renfro didn't know the playbook, but in all honestly, it's when you really see it, it was just mistiming. I mean, it was a press on Adams and it wasn't press on Renfro. So Renfro had more space to run and Adams had to get out of the jam. And that's what slowed him down. And yeah, the pass was good enough for if Adams wasn't pressed and if Adams didn't collide, Adams would have possibly got to it. A screen would have worked too. A screen would have worked too. So a lot of things would have been different, right? But just based on this play, it was a good design play. So this is where I don't blame Josh McDaniels fully. I just wish that instead of Derek Carr doing the same thing he did earlier, at the end of the day, um, doing the same play over and over is gonna be predicted. So you know, at the end of the day, I would have hit Matt Collins in my opinion. I would have hit Matt Collins in my opinion. That's just my opinion, right? But like I said, it was just a mistiming. Nobody ran the wrong route. It was good routes. They both would have been open if there was no mistiming. At the end of the day, right? We need to beat the Texans first, exactly, week by week. Eric, how you recreate that play? Either Waller out there on a passing play. Well, if Waller was out there, you know, if he was right, what I would have done is this, right? What I would have done is this. I would have had, I believe that's Horsted, if I'm not mistaken. That is Horsted. That is the backup tight end right there. Okay. So Horsted is in blocking here. Is blocking here. So at the end of the day, you wouldn't really design a play for Waller out there. I think you would do the same play. Like I said, it's not a bad play call. I think it was the good play call. I just think the play calls before that was stupid because before this it was third and I believe one if I'm not mistaken, and we didn't run the ball. We passed instead of running the ball. So that's what put us in this predicament. If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the play calls before that was stupid. But I don't think this play call necessarily was stupid. I think even with Waller being healthy, I don't think Waller would have been out there regardless. Maybe he would have been where Horsted was, and maybe he would have ran a route, but that means he would have been pressured even easier. I just think that when you have a box so stacked like that, I wouldn't be in a single back formation. I wouldn't be behind the center. I would go back in shotgun. I would be back in the pistol formation. I would be back. Me as Carr, I would have stepped back next to the running back so I could have more time, right? But at the same time, I do think that Carr made the wrong read, in my opinion. I mean, he made the right throw, like I said, and at the end of the day, he didn't know that his receivers were gonna collide. So I don't blame Carr at all for that. I mean, like I said, it was just played perfectly well by the corners. They ran into each other. Carr threw it where Adams was supposed to be, but because the collision happens and Carr was getting thrown to the pits of hell, you know, he got fucking slammed. He just chucked it, right? Which, like I said, that's where Adams was supposed to be right here on the post. But in my opinion, when knowing pressure like that was gonna come, I would have hit Matt Collins, and it was just 1 yard. We didn't need a deep play, so it is what it is. It happened, you know, and we lost because of it, right? We lost because of it, and we can't go back and recreate it or do anything. So we're 1-4, just like that. So sucks, you know. Okay, Waller wouldn't have mattered on the play. Eric, do you think we need to improve our pass blocking? Our run blocking is very good. I think the pass blocking, all they need to focus on is communicating with each other and catching the blitzes and catching um the stunts, because sometimes what I realize is a lot of the sacks that happen on Carr is because somebody doesn't pick up the stunt. You either see three offensive linemen on one D tackle, or you see two on one defensive tackle and somebody walks right through. Um, okay, so what you're saying is DC's fault. Nah, I think a lot of plays went wrong here. I mean, I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's just a misfortune. I I I mean, like I said, it was the right throw, just bad timing, collision. So I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You can't really blame anybody on this play because, like I said, the play was designed good. Three people were technically open if that collision didn't happen, and the throw was good for somebody that was getting hit. So yeah, but just to piss off Earn, because I know Earn's in the chat, it is Carr's fault. Carr should have hit Matt Collins. But yeah, so Parham has held his own for the most part as a rookie. Yeah, Parham is a gem, man. As of right now, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good, right? He's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. So yeah, I mean, like I said, who is at fault? Everybody could blame either coaching or the collision, ref running the wrong route, or Carr's throw. But at the end of the day, I just think that I just think that it was just a misfortune with the collision. I think it was the right play call, and I think it was the right throw as well. Carr had no time for Hollins. I disagree. I highly disagree, but like I said, it's not Carr's fault. I'm not saying it's Carr's fault, but I just said I would have threw it to Matt Collins. I'm not Frank. I don't know if you heard me, but I said because it was sarcasm, Frank. It was sarcasm, Frank. It was sarcasm. He had time, but I'm not saying it's Carr's fault. It's SC's fault. Huh? Earn about to pull up, huh? But yeah, Frank, it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm. I just think the coaching staff overall is to blame. I mean, I think Josh McDaniels, I think Patrick Graham. Um, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like I said, we played a better game. That is the good thing. That is the positive. I know we're 1-4. I know we're 1-4, but I do think that we're better than this, and we showed it against the Chiefs. If and like I said, if we play like this week in and week out from now on, I think we could really turn it around. But we're gonna take it week by week. We have a bye week this week. He said SC is the number one DC hater. He doesn't support Carr at all. God damn, yeah. But yeah, greatest 1-4 team ever. Facts. And we could turn it around. It's first onto the Texans, and next week we'll play the Texans. And that's when I'm gonna start doing the previews. But as of this week, we don't gotta stress anymore. It's the bye week, chill. One week of relaxation, I guess, forgetting what happened Monday and chilling on Sunday and just watching the other games, watching stuff on Saturday, college football and stuff or whatever you watch. Dodgers play tomorrow. I mean, playoff baseball, basketball's right around the corner. Wait, oh my God, the Lakers play on Tuesday next week. I did say I was gonna do a Lakers versus Warriors live stream with Earn on Tuesday. So yeah, Earn, we'll do a Lakers versus Warriors play by play on Tuesday. On Tuesday. First half was a fucking show. Exactly. That's what I said. When it gets to both sides of the field playing on all cylinders, we play pretty damn good. We play pretty damn good. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. So that's how it was. Let's go Warriors. Fuck off. But yeah, exactly, Circus. We should beat them convincingly, but I'm gonna take it week by week, right? If we was gonna be aggressive all game, right, instead of going for the field goal on 4th and 1, up the score 17-0, we should have went for it with Jacobs and wouldn't have been in the situation. Yeah, there's a lot of things that came about to make it into the situation. It sucks. It sucks, right? Like I said, we're better than that, but just looking at the first half, if they play like that, at least all 4 quarters, not just 1 or 2 quarters, we should be fine. I also think that we shouldn't have even lost because they technically should have been down by 3 points just because we let them come down the field in 17 seconds to score a field goal. Justin Fields looking frustrated as fuck. The Bears gonna kill all his confidence. Goddamn, how bad is it right now? Shout out to GA Patriot. If you guys can't hit that like button for me, here, let me see. I have Amazon Prime. Say no to crack, he said. God damn. Let me see. What the hell? Oh, it's 0-0 right now? Yeah, it is 0-0 right now. Okay. Okay, okay. Damn. 0-0 in the second quarter. God fucking damn. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Eric, was it a 59-yard field goal on 4th and 1 at the end? I don't remember. I think it was. I think it was. So, who knows? But yeah, just wanted to come on here and do a quick little live. I mean, I'll be live again. I'll be on I think most likely, yes, I will be on Ben's channel tomorrow. Raider Ben. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be there right off the bat because I do got stuff to do. I'll either be late to the round table, but we'll see. Just depends, right? And then Saturday I'll do the West Side Experience with Earn unless he wants to do it Sunday and do like a little bit of a watch football in general. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, but yeah, that's what's up to date. And then I'll be back next week. I'm gonna have my boy. I'm gonna hit up my boy Coach Dante, Texans fan. If you guys know Coach Dante, real cool dude, man. I'm gonna have him on, and we'll talk about the Texans Raiders preview. You see that hold on Crosby on the Kelsey TD shaking, man. The rest did us dirty. Yeah, they also hold on our receiver on Matt Collins. That I mean, not receiver Matt Collins. Their receiver hold on our corner. It was crazy. He plays for the Bears. I think his confidence was killed before he saw the field. Facts is we went into Arrowhead and beat up the Queens. We just didn't win. Exactly, GA Patriots. So that's why I have a lot of faith. If you guys can hit that like button for me, I'll greatly appreciate it. Let me see Justin Fields. Oh, that was a good pass. There you go. Um, I already said it. Our number one priority this offseason is to lock up Judge a long term. There you go. But shout out to everybody, man. Just wanted to come in here do a quick live stream, man. Not many people showed up, but that's all good. You know, it's a Thursday. You know, we chilling. I wasn't even gonna go live today. I should have waited. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. Might as well bring some content for you guys, man, and just give you my perspective on that last play in the Davante Adams situation. But besides that, like I said, I won't be live tomorrow on my channel, but I'll be on Raider Ben's on Saturday. I should be live or Sunday, whichever it is. And then I'll be back next week for the previews of the Texans Raiders. So this week, guys, chill back, lay back. Baseball playoffs, basketball's around the corner. Boxing, I heard, is on Saturday. And overall, just chill this week, man. It's a bye week, so let's just take this time to relax before we go back to see this team hopefully succeed next week, right? Did you guys see Matt Collins agree? No, I did not. Jack, allow me to each other. Thank you, babe. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. Blessings to you guys, man. Hope all is well. Thank you guys for joining me, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Blessings to you guys all. Have a great day, a great weekend entering the weekend. And also remember, tough time never lasts, but tough people doing. You guys are some tough people. Remember to always keep it positive when no one's looking. And guys, have a great night and a great rest of your day. And until next time, y'all, it was the S Experience, aka your boy Eric, and not we, but I am out.